Hello, hello, hello. Sorry for the bard. A little bit of Alpha and Omega had to do a little bit of lighting here at the hell. The kangaroos put the lights up. Yeah, that's why it looks stupid. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you. There's been a tragedy, and you know me, I will say something about a tragedy. There's been a death. A 57-year-old man from Utah, a graduate of Brigham Young University with a wife and 8 children, has died. Now, that's a fairly young age to die at. He died flying passengers on American Airlines. God damn. I'm not laughing at a man dying and leaving a family. What I'm laughing about is American Airlines is stationed, I don't know if it's a hub or the main station, in Salt Lake City International Airport. Now, that's something that could happen. It seems to be a reasonable. People die all the time. Some people are young when they die. Now, here's where the bard goes crazy. You know, I've had quad bypass surgery. It's been, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I've felt fine since bypass surgery. This gentleman has had he's had dual bypass, not quad, dual. 2 of his veins were, bypassed. Well, that's a pretty serious health issue. After the bypass surgery, he's had 2 stints. I have 5 stints. Okay, I'm better than him. I have 5 stints. Now, let me tell you something. I've always wanted to be an over-the-road trucker. When I come back in my next life, I'd like to have an 18-wheeler. Smokey and the Bandit. I would be Smokey. Anyway, every truck driver has to pass an annual physical. Now, let me tell you something. Dual or quad bypass surgery, they're not going to let you be passing a physical to drive an 18-wheeler. It's too dangerous. You could have a heart attack and kill some people on the road. Well, I guess flying an airplane is different. You're going to kill 150 or 70 or 90 people if you have a heart attack while you're flying. Now, American Airlines was fully aware that this man had some heart problems. Now, there's some jobs that physical attributes contribute to. I've never seen a midget basketball player. There could be one, I don't know. But if you're a midget, most teams are going to say, we don't want you on our team. You're too short. There's other jobs. An airline pilot, you want to have the most reasonable health that he can. Now, I think you have to retire at 65. I don't know if they've moved that up to 68 or what. I think it's 65. And I think it used to be 60. That's pretty reasonable. Not too many people between 0 and 60 will have a heart attack. But goddamn, if you've had 2 stints and bypass surgery, what are the chances that you may die flying people around the world? Well, he did. And the co-pilot said, holy shit, this one's on me. This is why anytime a woman has a C-section or there's a quad bypass or other kinds of surgery, there's 2 surgeons in there at the same time, because if one dies, they don't want the patient to die. Well, that's why you have a co-pilot, I guess, is because sometimes the pilot will die. Now, here's the trigger. He's LDS. He died and went right to Kolob. He's up there for a forever family. He's gone. He left a wife and 8 children. Now, I've had 14 children, and I'm going to tell you something. It's put some stress on me. I'll tell you something else. That quad bypass, I think, could have been caused by those 14 children and the stress that it brought into my life. And I'm sure 8 children, and he's working every day, 57 years old with 8 children, that's old to have 8 children. Now, you think the stress of being a Mormon and the stress of having 8 children and the stress, I'm sure he had a job in the church. He might have been the bishop or in the state presidency. They always put rich people in leadership positions leading the peasants. So here I am sitting with quad bypass, and I'm 68 in February, and anytime you've got bypass, you have heart disease. You can't have a bypass without heart disease. That's what causes a bypass. Your veins there get all clogged up, and your arteries get clogged up. Well, I never had a heart attack. I caught it before I actually had a heart attack, so my heart hasn't been damaged except by 5 ex-wives. It's been run over, meat grinder, blender, but it's never had its own attack. So anyway, I find it stupid that you would put a man with bypass surgery, double bypass, in an airplane and fly people for a living. Now, I'm not going to say this, but in Utah, there's a lot of exceptions to a lot of rules. The Mormons don't obey the rules. Whether this man was legally flying that airplane or not, I don't know. Did someone in the first presidency of the Mormon apostles or Jesus pick up the phone and go, hey, our 57-year-old friend is sick as a dog, but let him fly? And American Airlines acquiesced and said, okay, let him fly, but we're not going to fly with him. And you know, they should have put a damn poster up on the airplane as you're coming in the door. It says your pilot has had dual quad or dual bypass surgery and 2 stints. If you don't want to fly, go the... Do you think people would be making a U-turn and going back? Some stupid people will get on, but a lot of people go, no, I think I'll go with the guy that's not had heart trouble yet. Well, anyway, I think Utah breaks the law. I think the Mormons bend the law, and I think that this guy got in there because I know they won't let me drive an 18-wheeler. We drove an airplane or flew an airplane. You know, it's got to be Jesus or the Mormon Church. They're the only 2 that break every rule in the world. So anyway, I pray, oh God, hear the words of my mouth 3 times, a true order of prayer for the family, and the penalties, don't cut my throat, don't cut my heart out, don't cut my guts out. I hope that doesn't happen. And, you know, he doesn't have health in the navel, marrow on the bones, strength in the loins, and in the sinews, power in the priesthood, be upon him and upon his family through all generations of time and throughout all eternity. He left a wife with 8 children, and I am positive the stress of 8 children came from the Mormon Church, just like my 14 came from the Mormon Church, and that his heart condition, he got a lot sooner than I did. I was in my 60s when I got my heart situation. So anyway, you think what you want to think. This Bart is gone.